Imagine having so much money that you could commit the ultimate crime in front of hundreds of high society witnesses and still somehow avoid a standard prison cell. Welcome to the original crime of the century. Meet Harry K. Thaw. He was the heir to a massive Pittsburgh railroad and coal fortune. He had millions in the bank, zero impulse control, and a deeply dangerous obsession. The object of his affection and his intense jealousy was his wife, Evelyn Nesbit. If social media had existed in the early 1900s, Evelyn would have been the most followed influencer on Earth. She was the original Gibson Girl, a massively famous model and chorus girl whose face sold everything from sheet music to cosmetics. But before Evelyn married the volatile Harry, she was caught in the orbit of a man named Stanford White. White was a legendary architect and a massive celebrity in his own right. He literally designed the original Madison Square Garden. He was rich, powerful, and deeply problematic. When Evelyn was just a vulnerable teenager, White crossed unforgivable lines and took advantage of her in ways that left lasting trauma. When Harry eventually married Evelyn and learned the details about her dark history with the architect, he didn't just get angry. Harry spiraled into paranoia. He became completely consumed by the idea of Stanford White, referring to him obsessively as the Beast. This brings us to a warm summer night on June 25th, 1906. Harry and Evelyn are out on the town, taking in a rooftop musical performance at Madison Square Garden. Ironically, it's the exact building Stanford White designed. And as fate would have it, Stanford White was in the audience that night, sitting just a few tables away. As the finale played on stage, Harry made his move. He calmly walked up to the famous architect's table. In front of a massive crowd of horrified onlookers, Harry pulled out a concealed tool, aimed, and permanently ended the architect's run. It was a fatal encounter, totally out in the open. You would think a public act like this with hundreds of eyewitnesses would be an open and shut case, but you can never underestimate unlimited wealth. Harry's family hired a dream team of lawyers who completely flipped the script. They introduced a groundbreaking legal strategy, arguing that Harry experienced a temporary brainstorm. They claimed that he had a momentary break from reality, driven entirely by the noble desire to defend his wife's ruined honor. And the wildest part, the jury actually bought it. Harry was found not guilty by reason of being mentally unwell. Instead of a standard sentence, he was sent to an upscale facility where he literally just walked out of and escaped to Canada a few years later. He eventually lived out the rest of his days using his massive fortune, cementing his story as one of history's most shocking examples of how elite privilege can entirely rewrite the rules of justice. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, listen to me on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts, and see you.